Should I start explaining it? The stick-on ultrasound patch, which is hailed as revolutionary in the medical imaging field. Wearable technology, which is exactly what they are doing on purpose, is creating wearable technology. The technology has already existed. The technology that they need for the mark is already here. It's just a matter of how do they convince people and get them comfortable with taking it. That's what it's about. They're so far ahead with the technology that they have. It's about psyops. How do they convince people to do these things without shocking them, scaring them? So they start coming up and creating all these things about wearable technology. So then people get so used to it, by the time they say, well, now it's inside of you, they go, oh, what's the difference? It was on my skin, now it's underneath my skin. And bada bing, bada boom. This is the World Economic Forum promoting this wearable technology that can scan a person's insides. Just what we need. So the wearable technology can scan a person's insides for up to 48 hours as they go about their daily life. I mean, you thought the patch was bad for people out there who have smoked in the past or whatever. You know, people wearing the patch. Well, try wearing this all day, right? Now, I've never smoked. I don't know what it's like to wear that, but I know I wouldn't want a giant sticker stuck on my arm, especially one that's reading my insides. So the stick-on patch, which is completely unnecessary, of course, but they'll tell you it's necessary because they've gotten people so obsessed with everything about themselves that they literally are counting the milligrams of sugar that they're eating every day. That's how crazy it's gotten. And people are like, well, you know, that's a good thing for their health and stuff like that. Not when you're becoming like completely manic over it or you're having compulsive, you know, what is the word? I mean, you know, you just become like completely obsessed over certain things when it comes to your body. Oh, I only walked 2.5 miles today. You have the watch on telling you how many steps you're taking. I mean, do you see where this is all headed with tracking everything? And we're doing it to ourselves. So a stick-on patch that can take an ultrasound scan of a person's insides as they go about their daily life has been hailed as a revolution in medical imaging. The wearable patch, which is the size of a postage stamp, can image blood vessels, the digestive system, and internal organs for up to 48 hours. Why? Why is this necessary? Giving doctors a more detailed picture of a patient's health than the snapshots provided by routine scans. So this is only about routine. That's all that it's about, is routine. Getting you used to this, getting you used to now monitoring things that you didn't even know were possible to monitor, right? I just mentioned monitoring your steps and stuff like that, right? 5 years ago, people would have said, or 10 years ago, let's say 10 years ago, that you'd have a watch or a phone that would monitor how many steps you took in a day. People would go, that's nuts, because that's how people felt when it first came out. They were like, oh, you know, it's kind of crazy. Do I want to know? Now it's just normal. And people are like, big deal. Yeah, it's counting my calorie burn, bro. Yeah, it's counting how many steps. You're literally turning yourself into a computer cyborg where you're monitoring every single thing that you do, which is what they ultimately want to do. So technology like this, you look at it, you just go, what is the point? Well, yeah, exactly. But they'll convince you that there's a point to it. They'll come out with some stories and say how this patch saved somebody's life, right? That's what they do. That's how psyops work. There'll be a story in a couple months, I'm sure. Hey, did you hear about the young 25-year-old physical fitness couple? They both were physically fit, but they both died tragically. And if they had the patch on, they would have been saved. And then they'll have another story. Did you hear about this guy? He was trying the patch on as an experiment. His friend dared him to. And it found out that inside of his body, he was about to die. But the patch warned him and warned his doctors and saved his life. And that's how it works. And so on and so on. People hear the story. They start, wow, maybe I should wear the patch. I don't know what could be going on inside me. Oh, this couple died. They didn't have this patch. If they had the patch, they wouldn't have died. It would have been that easy. It would have been figured out. Just continues on. The experiment continues on. And they get people to willingly participate in these things because they scare them into it without scaring them to a point of like, you're going to explode. But saying, hey, all you got to do is wear it and then you could, you'll be okay. Just like they do with, other diapers that people put over their faces, right? So the wearable patch, which is the size of a postage stamp, can image blood vessels, the digestive system, and internal organs for up to 48 hours, giving doctors a more detailed picture of the health of the patient. In laboratory tests, researchers use the patches to watch people's hearts change shape during exercise. Why is this important? Their stomachs expand and shrink as they drank and pass drinks, and their muscles pick up micro damage when weightlifting. Oh, right. So just like I was saying, with fitness, they'll tie this in. Watching your heart expand. Oh, are you pushing too hard? Are you not doing enough? Oh, how about your micro damage to your muscles? And that's one of the things that has been pushed so heavy with exercise and fitness. And I've always been into that when I was young, very young, before even people were like lifting weights. They've made this like a normal thing. Back then it was like, you go to a gym? Like what? Now it's like, if you don't go to a gym, you're weird. Everyone goes. This is part of how they're pushing transhumanism and getting people obsessed over every inch of their body. How much percentage of body fat you have. All this stuff ties into the type of technology that they're going to continue to push onto people. And remember, it's about creating a perfect race of humans. And they won't be human anymore at that point. They'll be human cyborgs. So the Institute of Mass, who led the research team, Dr. Zhao, said the patches could revolutionize medical imaging because existing scans are very brief, sometimes lasting only seconds, and usually have to be performed in hospitals. Ultimately, Zhao envisions people buying boxes of the patches over the counter and using them. Boxes. And we go look at it and be like, yeah, that's never happening. Oh, no? You still going out to the stores and seeing some of the people walking around, what they're doing with their faces? Yeah, you don't think that you could get zombies to go buy patches and wear them? Oh, they will. They'll probably be on top of it. It'll probably be free, right? Our tax money will go towards it. But Zhao envisions people buying boxes of the patches over the counter and using them with help from smart algorithms on their mobile phones to monitor their heart, lungs, and digestive systems for early signs of disease or infection, or their muscles during rehab or physical training. So they'll get you from all angles. Your physical health, your weightlifting, a perfectionist, or just to monitor your health to make sure that you're not going to croak overnight. They'll scare you into that. You can watch your heart grow and shrink and everything under the sun that they'll make up and come up with to have people start implementing technology on their skin. That's what it's about. Because ultimately it's about getting it underneath your skin and inside your body. That's the end of it all, is getting it in you, this type of technology where you're hooked up and you're connected. They've openly admitted this. I've shown dozens of videos just this year from the World Economic Forum to Nokia to all these companies talking about your cell phone being inside. They say, first we're going to go wearable, then we're going to go in the body, right? Wearable to in the body. So all these things that they're doing, they're easing people in. They're using these types of mind control strategies about your health, being concerned about your health, your well-being. They'll have doctors push this on patients, and then they'll have physical fitness stuff. Nike will come out with a patch, I'm sure. Nike will say, wear the wearable patch. Forget the watch, because the patch can actually read inside your blood vessels and your whatever. It can go inside and see your heart, and you can look at it on your phone. And everyone at first will be like, that's really weird. Why is that necessary? And 2 years will go by, and everyone will think it's weird if you don't have that type of technology. Just like when Facebook started, just like when cell phones started. That's how this all works, psychological operation. So, of course, the World Economic Forum would be promoting this. Who else, right? If they have their stain on it, their stank, like a skunk, then you know it's got something to do with the end times, the New World Order, the mark of the beast. Because everything that they push has to do with the demise of humanity. Everything. Every single thing that they post or push, these demons have their hand in. So this is the wearable patch, ladies and gentlemen, just one step closer to getting technology inside of your body. I thank everyone for being here. Hope you're doing well. God bless all of you and your families.